There's a lot of smoke around the Mountain West Conference looking to possibly add more football members to strengthen the league. With the conference adding Northern Illinois as a football-only member starting next year, it reopens the conversation for North Dakota State. Could the Bison jump up to the FBS soon? But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who you think should move up from the FCS to the FBS in the comment section below. Heading into the 2024 season, in my Rise of North Dakota State football video, I said this about the Bison. Back during their dominance in the 2010s, they were projected to be in the middle of the pack of the Big Ten West according to Jeff Sagarian's national rankings. The Big Ten West didn't exist yet in 2013, but if it had and had included NDSU, Sagarian thinks the Bison could have won it. For years, people have wondered why North Dakota State has not jumped to the FBS after dominating for so long. They have watched as FCS rival powers have made the jump, with some finding a lot of early success, i.e. App State and James Madison. Many people around the program feel it needs to happen, lest the program get left behind. There have been Twitter accounts made trying to get the program to move up. Larson spoke on the idea, saying, "A lot of the things have changed in the last 10 years. You'd be crazy if you weren't looking internally about what's best for you. Where the school is located is the biggest issue, as there really is no Group of 5 conference near them." Former athletic director Gene Taylor explained, "We left Division II because it was similar to what it is now. Cal Davis left, Northern Colorado left, and Northern Iowa had left. The D2 world was changing, and our president felt the university research and enrollment were growing, and we needed to make the move. The Bison have seen an attendance drop due to how dominant they've been and have developed a championship or bust mentality. They've just had 3 losing seasons since 1964. NDSU didn't play an FBS team from 2016 until a late loss to Arizona in September of 2022. This is because no FBS school wanted to schedule them. After all, it's a high-risk, low-reward game for them. There were even rumors that Colorado was trying to get out of their game in 2024, a game the Bison almost pulled the upset in, falling 31-26. The struggle applies to the FCS games as well. The Bison need to pay in the 6 figures just to get some home non-conference FCS games. They have become a victim of their own success. People around NDSU and the Group of 5 conferences agree if NDSU were located in Texas or Virginia, or a different part of the country, it would be in the FBS by now. Geography is the biggest hurdle for the Bison. There's not a natural fit anywhere. Being a football-only member would be ideal for travel, but Group of 5 conferences don't favor doing that, even if football is where most of the money comes from. The MAC does not want to move out west. The Mountain West could be a fit, but the conference doesn't like having a team located in the Central Time Zone, and did not feel the need to expand right now, and the Americans chose to grow in Texas rather than go out west when they considered Air Force, Boise State, Colorado State, and San Diego State a few years back. Conference USA could be an option, but it's more viewed as a lateral move rather than an upward move with the level of competition, but it could get them a seat at the table down the road. The issue is that the conference extends from Virginia to New Mexico. NDSU also does not fit in the Sunbelt footprint. If the Bison were to make the move to the FBS, they would want to do so as a football-only member for the time being. They have built up their facilities to be FBS caliber over the past decade, so when the call comes, they will be ready. A lot has changed since I mentioned that whole conundrum in 2024. Northern Illinois will now be in the Mountain West in 2026 as a football-only member. There's been talks around the conference that it's looking to continue to expand to strengthen its footprint with the departure of some of the Pac-12 schools. Programs like UC Davis, Montana, and Montana State have been thrown around. Sac State's bid seems dead with everything going on, as I mentioned in my video earlier this week. Then you bring North Dakota State to the table. NDSU is starting to hit a wall financially, with programs choosing not to play them at the FBS level and at the FCS level. It's getting really expensive for them. If they want to schedule premier non-conference games, it either needs to be on the road or at neutral sites. At one point, it looked like the Mountain West would cost more than it would be worth to make the jump for all sports. But with the conference showing openness to allowing just football-only members, it begins to make more sense. Then you look at the success Delaware and Missouri State have seen this season and what that has done for their program's branding. When it comes to Missouri State, you'd be hard-pressed to find a casual fan who knew the school even existed before this year. Now they not only played USC this season, but are also going to a bowl game, bringing in more brand recognition to the program. This is a school that had not been to the FCS playoffs since 2021, and in 4 appearances in 1989, 1990, 2020, and 2021, they only won a single game when they beat Maine in the first round in 1989. They were an afterthought in the Missouri Valley Conference, and now could become more well known, especially if they win the Xbox Bowl against Arkansas State. James Madison just made the college football playoffs in their 4th year as a member of the FBS, and is the talk of the town right now. Even though there's still shots being thrown at the program, the casual fan now knows about James Madison football, and may think you are talking about the football team over the president when you mention James Madison going forward. Some casual fans know about North Dakota State because of its dominance at the FCS level with all its national titles. You expect North Dakota State to be able to compete at a high level from the jump and possibly make it to a power conference down the road. The MAC may also look to expand and recover with the departure of Northern Illinois. Would they be open to adding the Bison as a football-only member? Does that move the needle enough for them to push them to jump up to the FBS? Does North Dakota State make the move without South Dakota State or North Dakota? I think the Bison could find a ton of success as a non-Power 4 conference team. It could serve as a launching pad for the program to an even higher level when the next round of conference realignment comes around. It is just going to rely heavily on if they can make the jump as a football-only member. The Bison will also have a new president come next year, with their current president leaving to go to Iowa State. Does the next president look to make the name for themselves and their legacy by being the president who pushed North Dakota State to the FBS? So why would North Dakota State not want to move up? Well, they have been dominant and have stayed consistent at the FCS level under multiple head coaches. Do they risk going from being the big fish in the small pond to just an average-sized fish in a massive pond? Could they also develop enough NIL funding to make the move and compete at a high level? NIL spending has not become absurd yet at the FCS level, so the Bison have not really been tested as much when it comes to that aspect of the game. The cost to move up also could be expensive. They would need to pay an exit fee to leave the Missouri Valley, and then another $5 million to the NCAA. Then there is an increased cost of running your athletic department compared to your peers at the level. NDSU operates at the top of the FCS, would be average compared to Mountain West schools. The other key piece to keep an eye on is how the college football world reacts to the 2 non-Power 4 conference teams making the playoffs. If the sport decides they are going to begin to ice out the non-Power 4 conference programs, then not only would that crush the NDSU bid to move up to the FBS, would also crush a ton of athletic departments. NDSU is not going to make this move if they're unable to have the opportunity to even compete for a national title. I don't believe you should be able to ice out the smaller programs just because they aren't a power conference team, especially since a lot of power conference teams choose not to schedule the top of the non-Power 4 programs and instead aim to play the mid-tier and bottom feeder programs to make those games easier on them. I hope there's not an overreaction by those in power of the sport, and I know that's exactly what's going to happen because those in power would rather kill the sport rather than breathe new life and make things healthier. It's a bunch of selfish assholes. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I could almost guarantee that if NDSU does not feel like they will be able to get a fair shot at competing for a national title, then they won't move up because then they'll be pushed back into a tough financial position, will not be able to recruit at a high level of what they've been able to do. What do you think? Should NDSU move up to the FBS level? And if so, what conference? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.